Lifestyle Strategy Team. How can I help you? All right, it's time for our Wednesday's Lifestyle Strategy Team. Joining us in the studio, my senior, your senior, our senior, Senior Manager Olivia Ih.
Hello, everyone.
Olivia, hello.
How's your week?
I'm getting older and older.
We're halfway.
Halfway there. We're halfway there. That's right. I mean, it's always the Wednesday, right? You just got to get over the Wednesday.
True. After your Thursday, you're like, okay, the weekend's coming and... Right?
I got no weekend. When you got kids, there's no weekend.
It's no weekend, right? It's true. We're going to talk about child safety today. You want to put your child on a leash, during the weekend because you don't know where the child is going to run. No, I mean, it's a topic every parent cares about, right?
Yeah, I really think so. And the reason why we talk about this is, again, because today marks 11 years since the Sarah Ho tragedy. Most of the victims... We're students, high school students who are going to 수학여행, we call it.
Yeah.
So I think since then, like it hits me harder now that I'm a parent.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And so like even when it comes to like my kid going to like some nearby trip, you're just like, oh my goodness, I hope nothing happens. Yeah. But you don't want to be that parent that goes, no, you can't go.
Exactly. I sent my kids to a ski camp in February for 3 days. So it was like Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a bold, from a parent's perspective, right? My children don't have any cell phone, so no way to really contact them to ask them if this camp's doing okay and they're doing good. And it's ski, so you're like, what if, skiing is like pretty a dangerous sports, when you
Have you ever thought about that though? Giving your kids like a phone or like, how like in Korea they have like
those
the
watches?
kids phone?
Yeah, like, no, I'm trying to delay that as much as I can. I said 15 years old. I was like, Mom, everybody
15?
has phone. Like everyone is my classroom has phone. I was like, no, not with me.
15?
I'm French. You're not having a screen time unless you're turning like, I don't know. I put the 15. I put it quite high. The bar is quite high.
It is high.
I think around like 12, 13. I mean, it's not going to be possible anymore because we're living in a world where everybody's connected. And, I mean, also Korea is a very safe country, so I don't see any reason to give them the cell phone right now.
But it's always the fear of kind of losing your kid.
Losing.
Right?
I had that experience. Oh, it's just terrifying. It's like the world just crumbles down,
Because that's why, like here in Korea, that's all the kids. Like my son has it. My daughter's a little too young to have it right
he
now.
has a watch?
Not the watch, but the necklace.
Oh, necklace with the phone number, name, and everything.
Yeah, and
I was offered that when my daughter turned 1 year old, but I didn't. I was offered, like as a toll,
gold.
Yeah. No, it's just
you can't have gold.
No, it's not gold. It's silver. Silver with my phone number and her name.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, if you change phone number, I mean, it doesn't work anymore.
Well, then you have to get a new one,
right?
You get a new one.
So she's not wearing anymore, but she used it. She used to wear it just for the design because it was cute, with
You know what they say is like no matter what, you don't get them the gold necklace because what they say is like if they find your child
with a gold necklace,
they're
gonna know you're rich and they're gonna kidnap
they might do something or they might steal the necklace or stuff like that. So it's always been like the best you can get is silver.
Okay.
Some people they get like at first when my son was younger, he had the stainless steel because like he's so young, like who knows what's gonna happen. But now once he was older, we got him a silver one. But it's like necessary. All the kids here in Korea, they have that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they really have that necklace or what, but I mean, there's always someone taking care of them, either a nanny, either a 할머니, either, the mother who's... if you go to French playgrounds, the moms are, looking at their books, reading the newspaper. You don't really watch them, like the Koreans do. But I lost sight of my daughter in a shopping mall in France. That was about 3 years ago, so she was 4. I was traveling with my 3 kids alone at that time, and somehow, so my daughter, she loved escalators. Kids, they love going.
That's dangerous, though.
And I was with the stroller, and I kind of lost sight of that, and I realized that she was going down the escalator, and I screamed to her like, "You wait on the first floor, you wait, 기다려." And she didn't speak one word of French at that time, so I was like, "What if?" I mean, she can't even say anything in French. And by the time I go down, like take the elevator, I go down, she wasn't there.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my God, that experience was just the most terrifying experience in my life. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's not there. And I was asking people around, it was the cosmetic, first floor with all the cosmetic, and the counters are pretty high. She was lower. Her height was very short, so I couldn't even see. And I was asking around, have you seen a little girl wearing a little blue dress? And I was like, everybody's saying, no, no, no.
Yeah.
And I started really panicking. And then I was screaming and running in between. And at one point, I kind of heard some, like weeping, like someone crying. And I was like, oh, that's Luna. But I couldn't see where she was exactly. So I just went row by rows.
Right.
And I ended up, finding her. She was just there, like crying and shaking. And she was just terrified, too.
I wonder if you never went through that in Korea.
Not in Korea.
Because in Korea, it seems like as soon as they see, like, we have this thing where, like, you have to protect the child.
Yeah.
And so somebody holds the child in place or make sure that the parents is around.
Yeah.
If a child, there's no parent around, they automatically go, uh-oh.
And they call, like, the, like, announcements or whatever.
Right.
But I was so scared because she didn't speak French at that time. She couldn't even say, if we ask her, comment tu t'appelles? What's your name? Then she doesn't know what the person is saying.
Luna.
Oh, yeah.
Où est Luna? Où est Luna?
So I was like thinking, maybe I should go and do an announcement in Korean and say, Luna, 엄마인데, let's meet here at this point.
Yeah.
But at 4, she's so young.
Yeah.
And I asked her a while ago, like a few months ago, do you remember that you lost, that? Like, no, but I think I kind of know there was many lights and everything. So she has a vague memory of what happened. But I was afraid that it could be a trauma for her.
No, it's also every parent's worst nightmare, right?
Like,
I think last year I went to Seoul Land with my son, and there was like a big playground, like a massive playground.
So usually these are the place where you kind of lose sight of your children.
But then I was
playgrounds, big train station, bus station, markets, tourist sites.
And then also because there's so many kids there, like you don't know who's who, like you don't know where your kid is.
Almost wearing the same with the black hair.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to,
And then I told them, well, you can go play. I can't follow him around. Like he's old enough that he'll play on his own, right? And so I said, come here. Daddy's going to be here. Yeah. And then he wouldn't come. So I went looking for him. And I guess when I went out looking for him, he came back to see me.
Oh, so you get crisscrossed, right?
Yeah. And so like I was like, where is he? Where is he? And then I went back to where I was supposed to be. And then I see him like, he's like, where were you? And then now like he saw I was here, and then that's when he started crying.
Crying, right? Yeah, he was so relieved.
And so that's why I was like, man, maybe I should get him a kids watch, the kids phone.
Yeah, I heard in China all the kids have that.
Oh yeah,
in China all the kids have that.
But how?
And they can talk through it.
That's the thing. You could only talk to like 3 numbers or something like that, or 5 numbers.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
So
at least you can track, right?
That's the other thing.
So I have this friend in Malaysia. He has 5 children.
Wow.
And the only way to keep a certain relationship with his children, some of them are like, older, like 20 and in the 30s. He's like, you have to keep a tracking device. They have a tracking device. So one of his daughter went to Israel and he couldn't see where she was for 2 days. He started panicking. He's like, I have to go to Israel. I have to it was so cute. I was like, oh my God. But the reason why he told me? If she turns it off, there's no pocket money. So I was like, what? So you're tracking your kids, and if they turn that device off, or I don't know that, notification off.
Wait, how old is the daughter?
She's 28.
That's too much.
So I said, come on. But it's just a way to say, daddy's the provider. I'm the one who's giving you money. And if you don't abide
we're talking about children here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, it's going a little bit too far. But But in Korea,
how many cases of missing children are there?
Do
we have numbers?
The last year alone was 25,000.
25,000.
That's a lot. Right?
That's a lot.
And among those who those we didn't, they went missing out for at least a year. I think it was a dozen. So, it's still a lot, Imagine like a dozen children
still
going missing, every year. It's a huge number, right? So I heard there are many, you can do many things. You can go now to the police station and have your fingerprints.
That's right. That's what they said that you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. Have you done it?
No.
I haven't done it yet. Let's go.
Because apparently there was a news. Was it earlier this year? I think it was.
Yeah.
Kid got lost in the neighborhood. Luckily, their parents had done it.
The child fingerprint registration system.
Yeah. So then, when they got to the police station and they saw it, and they knew where the house was and everything like that.
I mean, it's those kind of precautions you can take in advance. I mean, my father. I was laughing at my father. My father's like a security freak, and he's like, "Oh, you have to be careful," and like crossing the streets. And he used to tell me every day the same thing, and you're like, "Come on, Dad, stop!" You kind of hear that because it's too much, right? And he said you should cut your a little bit of your son's hair. I was like, "What do you mean I should cut my?" And I was like, "You have to keep a DNA of your son." You're like, 진짜. I said, "Dad, come on, that's ridiculous." I was like, "No, you just do it." And you know what? I didn't do it. He did it. So he kept. He has actually a few, because it doesn't change, the DNA doesn't. So he kept, I think it was like when my son was 1 year old. So he has one of each pack for each child, just in case they go missing, they're kidnapped or whatever. But I mean, who knows,
But that's just the thing is you can't be too careful. Well, actually, no, you know what? No. Having a tracker on a 28-year-old daughter is a little too much there.
But, when they're young, because you can tell them, for example, the first thing we say to the child is like, you're in a playground, if somebody comes to you and gives you some sweets and tells you, that's the first thing you teach to your child. Do not follow. Not. But you can say it 100 times. You can easily be trapped at that age, like when you're young, like I would say between 4 and 9 or 10 years old. But I feel like
here in Korea, though, it's a little bit safer with the whole stranger thing because
because of the CCTVs everywhere?
That too, but there's not a lot of kidnapping going on. When I was young, before I immigrated to the U.S., there was a lot of kidnapping going on. Really? I was almost kidnapped.
Really?
So in my neighborhood, I remember two guys in a van rolls up on me and then goes, "Hey, your mom said go pick you up," right? And I was like,
"Oh, okay."
I was like, "Mom?
Yeah.
Why would she want to pick me up?"
How old were you?
I was like 3.
3?
3 years old.
And you were like, "Okay, yeah, go ahead."
And I was like, "Why would mom told me?" I was like, "I don't even know you." Right? And then I don't know what happened, but that spurred the moment. I said, "엄마," right? And then pretended she was over there.
Wow.
And then I ran off, and luckily they didn't follow, and they just kind of rolled out.
Wow.
But this was when, do you remember, the 개구리 소년?
No, because
the frog boys. There was frog boys went missed. They weren't catching for frogs, and they went missing.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that story.
So because of that, there was my parents were like, "Oh, you could go missing. You have to be careful with strangers and things like that." But now in Korea, things are
pretty much more
safe.
secure. It's much more safer than.
And that's the thing about CCTV cameras, right? I mean, some people don't like it. I think Westerners don't like it.
They hate it. Yeah.
But
it's French people they don't like. They didn't want to be tracked during COVID, right? So that was a big issue at the same time.
Made it up over in London says, word on the street is that SJ taught Liam Neeson everything he knows. That's right. I know how to avoid danger. How to not go missing.
Yeah.
No, it was legitly that. I remember even in our neighborhood at that time, there was a couple of kids that were kidnapped.
Wow.
And so it must have been those people that tried to kidnap me too. And I don't know what would happen, right? That's just the thing. I mean, we were so poor in the Lee family. There was no ransom money that we had. We were talking about something interesting.
Yeah.
When it comes to stranger stuff. Because sometimes, parents are so busy, they have their relatives pick them up from school. And so secret words that only you and the child knows.
Yeah.
And then you always tell your kids, if someone says go pick them up, you have to say the secret word. You guys have that.
I never used it, but I did read it somewhere that the mother, it was an American mother, she used that and she literally saved her child from being kidnapped because the guy, I guess the stranger, didn't know the secret word and walked away. I never used it, but have you had a
I made
secret
one
word?
with my son and I forgot what the secret word is. I forgot what it was.
It's really secret.
It's a secret. Yeah? But my son and I, we have we have a handshake.
Oh.
We have our own handshake.
Okay.
And so I remember I told him 2 years ago, I told them the secret word, which I forgot. So now I have to now reset the password now. Mm-hmm. But we have a handshake.
Handshake. Okay.
And so I said, if any guy picks you, says they're going to pick you up, do the handshake.
Oh.
And it's something that only me and him...
Something very complicated.
I mean, it's not like too complicated that he doesn't know, but we have like first stage and second stage too. One that I made and one that he made.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Like secret word and like a handshake or like something that like you codified the security system.
Yeah.
In some ways.
So that, even think about this. It's crazy.
Ask him. Maybe he might remember.
I bet you he doesn't remember neither. That's going to be a terrible thing. If both of us can't remember, we have to reset the password here. Let's talk about whether the places where kids spend most of the time are actually safe, right?
Safe.
For example, playgrounds.
Right. Public space.
Safe?
I mean, in Korea, pretty safe, I would say. And I think one of the safest thing is that the car, usually they don't have access, in those apartment compounds that are recently built. The cars, it's pretty safe because, you can bump into a car or there could be an accident because you run after. Like
they don't even let motorcycles into the area.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we live in a very old place, so you have those cars everywhere. So my husband doesn't let my kids play outside because there are too many cars going around. They really have to go either to the playground or to the neighbor, the other apartment, like next to us to be in a safe environment. So that's pretty. I think it's pretty safe in Korea. But I mean, there's no 100% safe place, even at home. I mean, home can be, you have gas, you have cooking oil, you can have fire, you can have all these things, that kids, even just the plug, those things are like very, very dangerous for the children when they're very young. There's this story of this grandmother in the U.S. who unwillingly kill her both grandchildren, one leaving one in the car. It was really, really hot. And then a few months later, I think the other one drowned in the pool.
The same grandmother?
Same grandmother. I mean, and she was not convicted because, I mean, it was not out of her reach. I mean, somehow she was not convicted. But even thinking the safest place you put your children, you're giving them to the grandparents because it's sometimes the easiest option, and sometimes you're in a hurry, you need to go somewhere, you don't ask the babysitter, but you go to the grandparents and something can happen.
That's why nowadays it's gotten to the point. I know a long time ago there was not even. People didn't have babysitters. People didn't have nannies. They were just like, kids, just stay home.
Stay home.
Yeah.
They were 8, 10 and just looking at each other, each caring for each other.
Go to the park, stuff like that. But now we don't have that. Like there's people who are constantly looking for nannies or babysitters and things like that because they don't trust anybody. It's illegal too.
You cannot leave your children, like on what do you say, with no adults.
But what's the unfortunate thing? I'm sure you heard about this news. Do you remember the Taekwondo incident?
What was the Taekwondo incident?
One of the kids at the Taekwondo.
Oh, he was
gym,
left in the
mat.
Yeah.
Like the what is it? The Taekwondo master had like quote unquote jokingly
just
put him inside the mat
and then choke.
He died because he left him there.
Yeah.
And like even stuff like this.
Yeah, and
like you send these kids because you know that if you go there, things are going to be safe.
Yeah.
But even things like that, like it's just.
Even the school picking up, the buses, the yellow bus picking up the children, the baby fell asleep in the back of the car and the driver didn't check, and then they came back in the afternoon, and it's just
what speaking of school buses, this like upset me. In the U.S., it is 100% illegal for a car to pass by a school bus when they have that stop sign, right?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to. You have to stop because kids can cross the line.
Right.
So here in Korea, we have the same thing. You're not supposed to cross over, right? Like try to overtake the school bus when they're trying to pick up kids. And so I noticed that a lot of cars do that.
Right.
And so what you got to do is you have to have the cell phone out.
And then you have to take a photo of the person doing that.
You have the video on, right? And so they see that the video is on, and they just stop.
They just stop, right? Actually, I have some numbers here. Numbers of traffic accident in school zone has been gradually increasing.
Increasing?
You would think that because we're more aware, because there's more security campaigns, it will be decreasing. But for instance, 77 cases in 2002, 82 in 2023, and 98 in 2024.
And we have like the 어린이 보호구역, which is like this
30 kilometers
child safety zones where you can't go more than 30 kilometers per hour. But yet, even with this, there's still more accidents. You know what I think?
Probably more elderly people.
No, I just think that whole 30-kilometer thing is actually more dangerous.
Oh.
You know why?
Think so?
Because if you go on... driving 30 kilometers per hour is hard.
Yeah.
Like you can't be pressing
all the way
anything.
long is very hard. Just for some certain zone is okay. School zone is okay, right? But if it's like all in the city, if it's only 30 kilometers, it's.
But you know what they
yes.
do in the school zone, the 30-kilometer zone, is once they pass the camera.
Yeah, they.
That's when it gets very dangerous.
Right, because kids can cross at any time. You're not really respecting the crossroads.
So
right?
because they only follow the 30-kilometer thing when the camera is there and where the school zone is, they just speed up afterwards.
Are you talking about yourself?
No.
It's like they speed up after.
I said they, not we. I said they.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's a good point. It should be at least for more than the school zone, right? It should cover at least to a certain point so that they can accelerate even eventually after, right?
We're gonna talk more about traffic safety, especially with kids and especially in cars. That's the other thing that we need to talk about here. We're talking about traffic, right?
Child safety
car
and
seats.
Cars.
How many car seats do you have at home?
I used to have 3.
No,
I used to have 3 in the car, and it was impossible even to tie.
Do you have a big car? Like, do you have a family car too?
No. We didn't change the car. So after I had to change to those like mini boosters. Not the car seat.
Yeah.
When they turn 8, you can just change to a booster.
Yeah.
So now my 2 elder, they're okay, but the youngest one still has the car seat. So we have 2. We have 2 cars, right? So one in mine and one in my husband's. And I remember, Korea is not that strict on car seat. The police.
Oh, they are now. They are now.
I've never been caught because the child was not properly seated in the car seat or but in the U.S.
Oh, it's big.
It's super. So I remember my brother told me, if you're thinking about coming 1 month to the U.S., just bring the car seat.
You have to. Yeah.
So we had to send, take 2 big car seats, and I think I left them to my brother. I don't remember because it was
No. In Korea now, they're pretty strict because now I can't see. I always think about. I don't know how I survived Korea in the 90s or like the 80s and the 90s, right? Because we had a car. There was no car seat.
There was no car seat, of course.
But
and then the people, would just
My dad showed me a picture of when I was 3. No, when I was 4. My brother was like just born, and we didn't have a car back then.
Right.
My dad had a motorcycle, like a scooter, and so someone took a picture of our family going to the city area, not city, but like we're like
on the motorcycle.
My dad on the motorcycle, my mom behind, me in front,
and then
my brother is basically in the back. Because he was like not even 1.
Oh wow! In the back as a backpack, usually they put them in between the father and the mother, right? That's like kind of safety. They do 1 child, 1 adult, 1 child, 1 adult.
That's like prison time for my dad now. But then back then they weren't thinking about this.
You see that many in East Asian countries still. When you go and visit those countries,
and even when we had a car, like there was no car seats.
Yeah.
We were just chilling in the back.
True. We're playing and eating and then having snacks in the back, yeah. No, we didn't have car seat. I didn't have car seat. I don't remember sitting in a car seat. No. Maybe I was too young. I don't remember, but I don't remember having those seats in the back. Yeah,
we have now. We have to have.
Now it's mandatory.
And there's even like rules on how to. Are you facing forward? Or are you facing back? If it's like a
until
young
when
toddler?
you're facing backwards or forward. I think the safest, as long as you can, is safety. Like reverse to your father. The person who's driving. So either the mother or the father, and eventually after you're turning 5 or 6, just like in the face of the street.
Another thing that I like that Korea does in educating children about traffic is the whole like raise your hand.
Yeah, I do that.
Right?
I started doing that because in Japan it's super strict. All the kids, you see them in uniforms with their little hats, and they just raise their hand and they cross, right? And now my daughter is grown up enough. She's like, I said, raise your hands. Like, Mom, I don't want to raise my hand.
Oh, I'm too big for that now? Is she too big for that now?
It's like, okay, I'm sorry, but just be very careful. You pass a stage where after 6, they're like, no, I don't want to raise my hand, Mom. So she wouldn't. She just wouldn't. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But my youngest youngest one, she's just,
You have to raise your
Raise your
hand.
hand, yeah.
Just make sure that you're seen because sometimes cars are, like especially bigger cars.
Yeah.
Like you can't see the kids.
You can't see, especially when you're going backwards. I mean, when you try to park, sometimes you don't see what's going on. And electric cars are very silent cars. You have to be super
Oh my goodness,
careful.
yeah, electric cars.
Even me, I had like several experiences. I almost got bumped into because I was just not being very careful. The other person either, and the kids, they don't, they shout, they talk, they're not really concentrated. When they cross or when they're in the parking lot. So I'm super careful with that.
You always got to be careful, and because kids, they run.
Yeah.
They run across the road, and people don't know.
In between, across the road. So one car is parked, you don't see the other one when there's a bus.
Yeah.
It's very, very dangerous. Yeah, my friend got hit like very recently in Seoul actually.
Ooh. Very quickly here, because we have about 30 seconds left. Overall, Korea, is it a safe country to raise your child?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt on that.
CCTVs everywhere.
CCTVs everywhere, and also always a parent that's supervising most of the time. It's not just, okay, go to the playground and I'll be doing my grocery shopping and I'll come back. It's not that case. It's like we go first to the playground together and we go grocery shopping together.
And then nowadays the society, as soon as they see like a young child
missing.
by themselves, automatically all the adults are kind of coming through and trying to find the parent and things like that. But
so it's a more communitarian way of living. Yeah,
absolutely. Olivia, thank you so much for your insights and talking about safety. Children save 3 kids. I don't know how she does this. We'll see you again next week.
Yes, see you.